personal development and growth, it's been the guiding principle of my life, because I really felt that whatever gifts I've been given, they weren't given to me to just keep to myself. It was given to me to serve the world and leave the world better than I found it. Growing up, we were the type of family that we had a lot of Jewish pride. Being Jewish was a big part of who and what we were, but I didn't have the knowledge behind it. My mother immigrated from the former Soviet Union at a time when it wasn't so simple and doable. She and her husband and my brother, they did not know their future. They didn't know what was on the other side of their ticket out. All that they knew was Soviet oppression and communism. So when she landed in Atlanta in the 1970s, she was actually the first female engineer in the state of Georgia. It wasn't a thing. Women weren't doing that type of thing in 1974. And that was always a major value that she imparted to me, which was always be able to take care of yourself, always have your education. No one can take your education from you. I had these two very strong working parents, so I was by myself a lot. I always felt very different, and so I felt a very strong desire to just pave my own path, because I felt if I couldn't fit in, so then maybe I wasn't supposed to be like everyone else. And I always felt like there was this big public persona of who I was, and I would take on every leadership role I could get my hands on. It was all about me trying to prove something to the rest of the world. Because if I could achieve and accomplish and do, then I was something. When I went on my own Jewish journey in college when I was abroad, I'd sit at Shabbat tables when I was in Jerusalem. And for the first time, I opened up to hearing these stories from people that radically changed their lives. That, you know, one day they were software engineers in Silicon Valley, and then the next, they're living in Jerusalem with 12 kids, the happiest, most spiritually connected people that they could ever be. And it just rocked my world, because someone trading achievement for personal inward growth, it seemed so counter to everything that I believed up until that point. And it brings me back to that initial Donna, like sitting as a 14-year-old at home after school, feeling like I just had a rough day. And I would just go back and I would just tell that Donna, like, you're enough, you're good. You were put in this world to do a lot, but more importantly, to just be a lot. My mom would just always tell me that I could do anything that I set my mind to. She just always said, Donna, like, if you make a decision, you're gonna do it. And that really stuck with me. Like, I heard that. That went into my soul, into my hard drive. And so when I made the decision to pivot from my future of law school and to go into the Jewish world professionally, that was not so instantaneously popular with my parents. I made the decision that I'm gonna use this skill that I've been given of seeing if I could just give what I received as far as Jewish identity and access. And so this was the season that Momentum was born. And when Lori asked me if I wanted to go on this plane to Utah with 7 women and dream up the future of the Jewish people, it was like she was speaking straight into my soul. I was like, obviously, I'm in. And so the idea of going with complete strangers to some new place to dream up how we're going to change the world, it actually did not seem crazy to me. I thought, whatever women are showing up here, they're my kind of women. Now, having 4 kids, thank God. We have twins, twin boys, they just turned 10. They're the same age as Momentum. I was pregnant with them on the first trip, and then our 7-year-old daughter, and then a 3-year-old little boy. And I really see the importance of helping them cultivate that strong sense of self and identity, and not trying to change who they are or put who I want them to be on them, but just letting them grow and develop into the people that they were put in this world to be. I pray that my children inherit from me values, a relationship with God. I want them to know that God made them, God loves them. With that knowledge, anything's possible. anytime I'm at a Momentum event, someone will introduce me as, this is Donna. Oh, she's one of the Utah 8. And the same thing happens every time. I get looked up and down and they say, you're one of the Utah 8? I'm like, I'm so sorry to disappoint. And I know that they're doing that really with good intentions, because I think people associate a group of women that are able to unite and come together and build something with women that have status and financial resources and accomplishments and experience. And I certainly had none of that when we went to Utah. But I can definitively tell you that we would not have momentum as it is now with any one of the Utah 8 not being there. Each one of us brought something so critically needed that created the vision and the direction for what is now Momentum. So I'll often tell people, yeah, I am. Thank God, I'm one of the Utah 8. And I tell myself that also, because it's been probably the privilege of my life.